to the Lantern Stories. Light your lantern, and let's discover today's magical story.
Hello, little adventurers. As the warm evening breeze gently flowed through Cherry Blossom Fantasy Village, 6 happy friends returned home after discovering the mysterious, glowing map hidden beneath the ancient cherry blossom tree. The sky shimmered with beautiful shades of orange, pink, and purple, while colorful lanterns slowly lit up along the peaceful village paths. Rabbit carefully held the magical map close to his chest as everyone smiled, wondering what secret it would reveal next. Today was amazing, Bear said, with a happy laugh. And tomorrow might be even more exciting, Sparrow chirped as she flew above them. The friends waved goodbye and walked toward their own cozy wooden houses, each surrounded by blooming cherry blossom trees, colorful flower gardens, tiny wooden fences, and sparkling streams. Before going inside, Rabbit carefully placed the glowing map on a small wooden table beside his bedroom window. Soon, the village became peaceful. The lanterns glowed softly, crickets began singing, and thousands of tiny fireflies danced beneath the pink blossom trees. One by one, Rabbit, Goat, Mouse, Bear, Tortoise, and Sparrow drifted into a peaceful sleep after their exciting adventure. Late that night, a soft golden light quietly filled Rabbit's room. The magical map slowly began to glow by itself. Tiny sparkling petals floated above it, and mysterious golden lines gently moved across the old parchment as if someone invisible was drawing a brand new path. Outside, the moon shone brightly over Cherry Blossom Fantasy Village. Then, morning arrived. Golden sunlight poured through Rabbit's bedroom window as cheerful birds filled the air with happy songs. Rabbit stretched, smiled, and opened his window. Fresh spring air carried the sweet scent of cherry blossoms into the room. Across the village, Goat happily watered colorful flowers outside his house. Mouse prepared a delicious breakfast of fresh bread, berries, cheese, and warm tea. Bear collected sweet honey and juicy berries from his garden. Tortoise enjoyed a peaceful morning walk beside the sparkling river, while Sparrow flew joyfully from house to house, wishing everyone a cheerful good morning. Soon, all 6 friends met in the village square for breakfast beneath the beautiful cherry blossom trees. As they laughed together, Rabbit suddenly stopped eating. His eyes grew wide. Oh, no, I completely forgot about the magical map. Everyone looked at Rabbit in surprise. Without wasting another second, the 6 friends hurried toward Rabbit's house. Warm morning sunlight streamed through the windows, making the room feel bright and peaceful. The magical map was still lying on the small wooden table, but something was different. Tiny golden sparkles danced around it like little fireflies. Mouse adjusted his tiny glasses and whispered, "It's glowing even brighter than yesterday." Everyone slowly gathered around the table. Suddenly, the map gently floated into the air all by itself. A soft, magical melody filled the room. Pink cherry blossom petals swirled around the glowing parchment as new golden lines slowly appeared. Rabbit carefully reached out his paw. The map unrolled completely. Right before their eyes, shining golden words appeared. "Follow the river that sings beneath the falling blossoms." The room became completely silent. "A singing river?" Goat asked in surprise. "I've never heard a river sing before," Bear said, scratching his head. Sparrow fluttered excitedly. "I fly over the village every day. Maybe I can help find it." Just then, a tiny glowing cherry blossom petal floated out of the map. Instead of falling to the ground, it gently floated toward the open window. "Look!" Mouse shouted. "I think it's showing us the way." The 6 friends hurried outside. The magical petal floated slowly through Cherry Blossom Fantasy Village, passing colorful flower gardens, tiny wooden bridges, cozy houses, and blooming cherry blossom trees. Along the way, the villagers smiled and waved happily as the friends followed the mysterious glowing petal. After walking for several minutes, they reached the peaceful river flowing beside the village. Everything looked normal. The water sparkled under the spring sunshine. Birds were singing. Butterflies danced over the flowers. Bear looked around and smiled. "This is just our usual river." But Rabbit wasn't convinced. The map never makes mistakes. Everyone stood quietly beside the flowing water, listening carefully. At first, they heard nothing. Then, very softly, a beautiful, magical melody floated across the river, almost like someone was singing from deep beneath the sparkling water. The 6 friends looked at each other with wide, excited eyes. Rabbit smiled. "I think we've found the singing river." The beautiful melody grew louder. As the 6 friends slowly walked beside the singing river, pink cherry blossom. Petals floated gently across the sparkling water, moving in time with the magical music. This river really is singing, Sparrow chirped excitedly as she flew above the water. Mouse carefully looked at the glowing map. The golden line is moving, he whispered. We're going the right way. The friends continued following the river through peaceful cherry blossom gardens, tiny wooden bridges, colorful flowers, and tall pink trees. Suddenly, they heard a frightened little voice. Help! Help! Everyone quickly looked around. Near the riverbank, a tiny baby hedgehog was trapped beneath a fallen cherry blossom branch. The little hedgehog looked scared and couldn't move. Rabbit hurried over. Don't worry, we'll help you. Goat gently lifted the heavy branch while Bear carefully pushed it aside. Mouse untied a few tangled vines, and Tortoise slowly helped the baby hedgehog stand up. Sparrow flew down and comforted the frightened little one. The baby hedgehog smiled with tears of happiness. Thank you, everyone. Just then, the magical map glowed brighter than ever before. A warm golden light surrounded the friends. Mouse smiled. I think the map becomes stronger whenever we help someone. Rabbit nodded happily. The greatest magic always begins with kindness. The baby hedgehog pointed toward the river. I've heard the singing river before. If you follow the music until the tallest waterfall, you'll discover something very special. The 6 friends thanked the baby hedgehog and continued their journey. As they walked farther, the magical song became clearer and sweeter. Finally, the trees slowly opened into a breathtaking clearing. Before them stood a magnificent waterfall surrounded by blooming cherry blossom trees, sparkling flowers, glowing butterflies, and colorful rainbows dancing through the mist. Everyone stood silently, amazed by the beautiful sight. But then, Sparrow suddenly pointed toward the waterfall. Look! Behind the falling water, a strange stone door covered with glowing cherry blossom carvings could be seen for just a second before the water hit it again. Rabbit smiled with excitement. I think we've found the blossom cave. The 6 friends slowly walked closer to the magnificent waterfall. The magical song grew louder with every step, as if the river itself was welcoming them. Behind the sparkling curtain of water, the mysterious stone door appeared again. It was covered with beautiful cherry blossom carvings, glowing vines, and an ancient blossom-shaped symbol, exactly like the one on Rabbit's magical map. We've finally found it, Sparrow chirped excitedly. Rabbit carefully took out the glowing map. As soon as the map came near the stone door, it began shining with a warm golden light. Tiny cherry blossom petals floated around the entrance, and the carvings on the door slowly started glowing. Then, a gentle, magical voice echoed through the waterfall. Only friends who work together may enter. Before anyone could move, 4 empty blossom-shaped circles appeared on the stone door. Mouse looked closely. I think this is a puzzle. Goat noticed 4 loose crystal stones lying nearby. Maybe these belong here. The friends quickly worked together. Bear gently lifted the heavy crystal stones one by one. Goat carried them to the door. Rabbit carefully placed each crystal into the blossom-shaped circles, while Mouse checked the glowing pattern on the magical map. Tortoise calmly reminded everyone to stay patient, and Sparrow flew above, making sure every crystal was placed correctly. As the 4th crystal clicked into place, rumble, rumble, the waterfall shimmered with golden light. The giant stone door slowly moved. Everyone smiled with excitement. It's opening, Bear shouted happily. But suddenly, the glowing light faded. The heavy stone door stopped after opening only a tiny crack. A cool breeze flowed out from inside the cave, carrying soft blue light and mysterious sparkling dust. The friends looked through the narrow opening. They couldn't see much, only an old stone staircase leading deep underground. Then, a strange, glowing shadow quickly moved across the cave wall. Everyone froze. Rabbit held the magical map tightly. What was that? The mysterious shadow disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. The 6 friends looked at one another with curious but determined smiles. We're closer than ever, Rabbit said softly. The 6 friends stood quietly, in front of the mysterious stone door, hidden behind the sparkling waterfall. The tiny opening glowed with the soft blue light. A cool breeze drifted out of the cave, carrying the sweet scent of cherry blossoms. No one spoke for a few moments. Rabbit slowly stepped closer. I think this cave has been waiting for someone. Mouse carefully looked at the magical map. The map is changing again. Everyone gathered around. New glowing lines slowly appeared across the old parchment. A blossom-shaped symbol began shining brighter and brighter. Then, magical golden words slowly appeared. The hidden blossom cave will only open when the moon blossom blooms. Beneath the full moon, Goat looked up in surprise. But tonight isn't a full moon. Tortoise smiled calmly. Some mysteries cannot be rushed. Bear nodded. That means we'll have to come back. Just then, a tiny, glowing blue butterfly gently flew out through the small opening. It circled around Rabbit, then Sparrow, before flying toward the deepest part of cherry blossom forest. Sparrow quickly flew after it. Wait! But after only a few seconds, the butterfly disappeared into hundreds of sparkling blue lights. Everyone looked around in amazement. Rabbit carefully rolled up the magical map and placed it safely inside his small backpack. We've solved today's mystery, but the real adventure is only beginning. The friends slowly walked back toward Cherry Blossom Fantasy Village as the golden evening sun painted the pink blossom trees with warm orange light. Colorful lanterns began glowing all across the village. Villagers happily waved as Rabbit, Goat, Mouse, Bear, Tortoise, and Sparrow returned home together. Far behind them, hidden inside the blossom cave, two gentle golden eyes slowly opened in the darkness. A soft, magical voice whispered, "The guardians have finally returned." The mysterious eyes quietly disappeared. Outside, the magical map glowed one last time inside Rabbit's backpack. A tiny new symbol appeared in one corner, a beautiful moon blossom flower.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the Lantern Stories, and we'll see you in the next magical adventure. Bye-bye.